$1.7 trillion in student debt right now as we're watching this. That's insane. The average graduate right now owes about $30,000 before interest. When you calculate in interest, you're talking about $40,000 to $45,000. That's about $400 a month that you're paying back to some loan company. And you're gonna be doing that for about 10 years, every single month. That's before you pay rent, that's before you buy groceries, that's before you do anything else. You're gonna be paying these people. And everyone just accepts it like it's just part of life. I don't like that. Y'all know I'm pro-military, but this ain't about that. Even though I think the military has the best education benefits in America, here's the reality. Military ain't for everyone. I spent years getting people to sign up in the military. And you know who I couldn't recruit? My 18-year-old son. He's in college right now. No matter how hard I tried, the military was just not a path for him. So I get it. Not everyone wants to serve, but whether you want to serve or not, I got some hacks where you can still beat the education system. I'm talking about getting a bachelor's degree for less than half of the normal cost. You're gonna get the same diploma, you're gonna get the same credentials, you're gonna get the same job opportunities. No military service required and no financial ball and chain. So let's get into it. Now I know a lot of you already know about this, but before you do anything else, you need to secure funding that comes with no strings attached. It's called the Pell Grant, and this gives you up to $7,395 per year. And if you calculate that up for a 4-year degree, that's nearly $30,000 that you can get free money. You have to apply, you have to get evaluated for it, and if they approve you, you do not have to pay this money back. There's also a federal SEOG, and that's for students with an exceptional need. So if your family or you are very low income, then you might be able to qualify for that loan as well. They also have the teacher grant, so if you plan on going to education, this will give you $4,000 additionally. Beyond those grants, you want to look into your state as well. Each one of y'all state Department of Education, they have a website where they list all the available programs for you to get grant. There's also free databases out there where you can find more money. You got websites like scholarships.com and you got unigo.com, and all of these different websites can help you find grants and scholarships, get free money. A lot of these grants people don't even apply for, so the money is there. This is just free money. You don't have to pay this back. You just apply, hopefully you get accepted and you got free money. That's the first hack. The second one is you want to start applying to schools where your GPA and your test scores are above their average admitted student. And the reason why is because there's a lot of colleges that automatically award you merit scholarships if you're within the top 25% of students who apply without any additional applications for that scholarship. We're talking like $10,000, $15,000 per year. My 18-year-old son just got a merit scholarship just for being in the top 25% of his class. Here's the third hack, and something most people don't know. There's 35 states that offer completely tuition-free community college. States like Tennessee, California, Colorado. If you're a resident in one of these states, you want to file for your FAFSA and attend full-time, and your community college tuition is going to be covered, $0. You got a few states that go even further, like New York. They have the Excelsior Scholarship, which they cover 4 years of a SUNY and CUNY schools. And regardless if your state gives you free community college or not, you want to take advantage of a community college, and here's why. A public university average is about $27,000, and a private university is like $58,000 per year. So if you do 2 years at a community college, do your freshman, do your sophomore year, you're talking $10,000 versus $64,000 from a public school or $108,000 from a private school. Then after your sophomore year, you find a university you want to transfer into. Now you have a transcript, you got proof you can handle college work, and most importantly, you just saved a lot of money. Now here's a bonus hack. If you're in high school right now, did you know you can take community college courses that count for both high school and college credit? They call them dual enrollment courses. So you want to get with your counselor and ask them about the dual enrollment courses, make sure they're free. So that's all the free money. We want to take advantage of the free money first. Did y'all know that y'all could test out of most gen ed and introductory courses? There is a legal exploit built into the system that most people never use. They call it credit by examination, CLEPs and DANTEs. These are no lectures, these are no homework, no 16-week semester. You just prove you know the material, you take a test, you get the credits, you move on. Now, like I say, most people do this through a CLEP or a DANTE. These are standardized tests that cost about $95 per exam, and if you score over $50, you get the credit for that course. But here's the downfall when you're using CLEPs and DANTEs. If you fail, you gotta wait anywhere between 30 to 90 days before you can retest, and these tests are proctored, meaning somebody's watching you and you can't use any open book material. So you gotta be pretty knowledgeable on the subject to pass one of these. There's one more strategy that changes the game completely. What study.com has is a program called the College Saver. It costs about $95 per month. It gives you access to over 220 courses, and they cover both gen eds and upper division courses that are ACE and NCCRS recommended for college credit. I know that was a lot, so if you're wondering what ACE is the American Council on Education. They evaluate non-traditional learning, and they tell colleges that this content is is equivalent to a college course. That's the same organization the military uses when they're evaluating their college credits. Corporations also use ACE credits for employee training. So study.com just made this system available to everyone else. So here's how it works. They give you self-paced online courses. Matter of fact, they just improved their mobile system. So now it's like sitting in a college class on your phone. There's no fixed schedules. There's no Zoom meetings. There's none of that. At the end of these courses, you can take a final exam. And here's the part that sounds too good to be true. All of the exams are open book and non-proctored. That means you're gonna take this exam, you can have your book open, there's nobody watching you. So when I first heard that, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little skeptical. I was like, you telling me you could take an exam with your notes and still get the college credits? And upon all my research, this is absolutely true. Now, before you think this is some sketchy type of shortcut, you still have to do the work. Like, you have to watch the lectures, you have to take all the quizzes, you have to complete the assignments, and you have to learn the material. The difference is you're doing it on your schedule and you're not paying $1,200 a course to do it. The best part is if you fail, you do not have to wait 30 to 90 days to retake that exam. You just keep trying until you pass. Now, I was super excited about this. I went to my 18-year-old son. I was like, oh my God, bro, I can get you all your introductory courses knocked out fast. But I found out some critical news. Not all schools accept study.com credit. Now, this is the most important thing you need to understand. Study.com has partner schools where credit transfer is guaranteed. Schools like Western Governors University, Thomas Edison State University, Purdue University Global, Excelsior College, University of Phoenix. These are guaranteed going to take your credits from study.com. Now, if the school is not partnered with study.com, you can call your registrar's office and you can ask if they will take study.com credit. They do not have to take them. So if you're unsure if your school is in line with study.com, you can go to their website and you can use their transfer tool, and this will allow you to check to see if your school accepts those credits. If they are not a partner with study.com and you call your registrar's office and ask if they'll take the credits and they say no, then study.com is probably not a good idea for you if you're trying to get those credits transferred to your school. But if you see that your school is a partner with them, this is going to save you a massive amount of money. So like I said, they have a $95 per month subscription. If you complete 4 courses in a month, you're paying about $24 a credit. And that's how you start maximizing this hack, because you can complete as many courses as you want during your subscription. There is no limit, but you can only take 2 courses at a time on that college starter program. So you got highly disciplined students that are finishing about 10, 12, 15 credits per month. That's an entire semester in 30 days. Let me put that into perspective. That's a traditional semester. 15 credits over 16 weeks, $400 a credit, that's $6,000. Study.com, that's 15 credits in 1 month at $95 a month. That's $6 per credit. Just right there, that's 98% in savings if you can move fast. Now, real talk, y'all, this requires a lot of self-discipline. There's no external deadlines. You have to create your own structure and stay motivated. So if you need like external accountability, this also may not be the best fit for you. Study.com has always been a great program, but they just made some updates as well. They're now grading faster. They're grading stuff within 2 days, so you don't have to wait to move forward to your next course. You can complete your full coursework directly from your phone, and they just continue expanding how many courses you can take. But if you're strategic and this aligns with your education plan, to me, this is by far the biggest education hack out there. And because I'm partnered with study.com, I got a link in the description that'll save you 10% off of your first month if this is something you're thinking about. Now, for those of you who are thinking about joining the military, more specifically the Air Force, but you don't know if you're gonna do active duty, Air National Guard, or the Air Force Reserve, I got a video on the screen right now breaking all of that down. But like I always say, I hope this video brought value to you. Stay beautiful, stay classy, and until next time, check me out.